Well,
Now we're live. So, hey guys, hey everyone. Peter, the master of hops, here as always. And today, in this live beer review, I'm joined by Mess, the Duke of Delirium.
what's up, guys?
All the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yes, I'm the new Peter.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of funny because we're kind of switching it around. Because when I was in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I did Skype reviews. I think it was back then with the Lord of Malts. But this year, or this time, we're doing it the other way around because now you're actually in Albuquerque, which is pretty fun. So yeah, this should be interesting. I'm looking forward to reviewing this beer and talking a little bit about the whole Albuquerque beer scene because I've experienced it and now you've got to experience it as well.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. But today, guys, as the title states, we're going to be looking at an American beer, and this is from Ommegang, and this is the Ommegang Brewery Abbey Ale, which is their Dubbel. And we've reviewed quite, was it two Ommegang ales last year?
I think so, because the name rings a bell, but I can't remember what beers they were.
Well, luckily I do. It was the Hennepin Saison and Rare Voss, which was like Belgian pale.
Oh, yeah, that was on the roof, right?
Yeah, on top of the apartment complex.
Yeah, I remember, okay.
But yeah, we did that. It was real fun. Good stuff. This should be interesting because this is quite a different take on a Dubbel. Because this is brewed with licorice root, star anise, sweet orange peel, coriander, and cumin.
Dang
That is different for a Dubbel, I think, at least. Have you ever had that in a Dubbel before? I don't think I have.
I don't think so. I don't even think I've had like any like licorice or star anise in any like Belgian style ales before. So
Have you had the Christmas beer from Golden Carolus?
oh yeah, there's Christmas.
I
Maybe.
believe I think that one has star anise in it. But yeah, I mean, it's usually what they do in Belgium with the Christmas beers and stuff. They add star anise to make it a little bit festive.
Yep.
So that's kind of cool.
And it's
we had, yeah, orange peel as well, sweet orange peel. So we're going to start off doing this review, guys. And if you have questions or comments or anything, we're going to be talking about, as I said, the Albuquerque beer scene and stuff like that. Max's perception of it and what he thinks of like the American craft beer scene versus the European one. And if you have questions or anything, shoot them in the video or preferably on Twitter at MasterPuppets because it's easier to view them that way. The comment system for these live streams are kind of shitty. But we're ready to crack the Ommegang Abbey Ale?
Yeah, Peter got a small bottle, but I got the big one.
Yeah, I got a ton of bottle, huh? Compensating for something, dude? But I gotta give a big shout out to Dave, or David in the US as well, for sending out this bottle. Wouldn't have been able to try it otherwise, so that's awesome.
Is yours with a cap or like cork?
Mine was with the cap, so I'm waiting to crack it until we get the cork out or get it, ready.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, let's do it.
Hey!
Way. Luckily, it didn't pour all over the beer.
What?
Okay, so let's pour this. Whoa, a lot of head. Mine is super carbonated.
A lot of combination for sure. Yeah. You can hear it.
Yeah, it's fizzing away. Oh, look at that head. That is so
like
rich.
It's like foam in a way.
Yeah, it's so rich and thick. What would you call the color on it?
Like the head is almost yellowish.
Yeah, I'd say beige. Yeah, beige eggshell. Oh, it's just tiny bubbles. It's almost like in Dubbel. Like that big pillowy head. And actually also, these guys are owned by Dubbel Moortgat, if you didn't know that.
Oh, right, okay.
You can also see the carbonation streaming up the bottom of the glass. It looks like it's got a ton of carbonation. But
I have similar here, so mine is really I like a ruby red, like not extremely dark in the color, but like red,
Yeah.
traditional.
Yeah, like a burgundy red. But it looks awesome, and I can like smell it already. So you want to check out the aroma?
Let's dig in.
Let's do it. Wow, that smells really nice.
There's a lot of dark fruit there.
So much chewy baked bread and dark fruits. Wow, and sweet orange peel.
Yeah. Yeah,
This
sweet orange
smells.
are like dates, like dried dates. And all that.
Yeah, dates and figs. I didn't expect it to be this complex.
I
It
don't know
is.
if this is like aged, like over time, or it's a fresh bottle. I actually don't know that, but
Yeah, I don't know either about mine because there's no bottling date or anything on here.
no,
At least
I haven't found anyone on mine either. So.
But I'm not really smelling the cumin, but cumin is easy to pick up if it like is fresh, I guess, or maybe it would be. I'm not entirely sure, but cumin I think is something you can pick up easily, especially if you cook with cumin. It's got that kind of
And in cheese too.
yeah, but I'm definitely picking up like the orange peel and coriander type notes.
Yeah,
Maybe
I don't think. Well, actually, I don't think the coriander, like the whole spice thing, is that dominant. But
I think it's just meant to be undertones to complement like.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing for me.
Yeah, you hate the spicy stuff, but I really dig the kind of rich, like bready, dark fruity. There's almost like a dark cherry and a hint of chocolate.
Yeah, it's really it smells sticky, really.
Yeah, almost like a syrupy aroma. But do you want to give
Yeah.
it a taste? It smells pretty awesome. Let's give it a taste.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to everyone watching.
That's a lot of carbonation.
Wow, yeah. It's like it just rushes on your palate. That is way too drinkable for an 8.2% beer.
I know.
It's like a session beer, almost. And like the carbonation makes it so effervescent that it's just so easy to quaff.
Actually, sometimes I feel that when beers are this carbonated as much as this is, it almost gets too carbonated. But this sort of has a nice, the flavors go really well with the carbonation. It doesn't really hide anything. Or...
Agreed. It's like it's an intense yet soft carbonation. It actually goes very well together. But again, if you think of some of the more traditional Belgian ales, they are very well carbonated. At least I think so. But like I say, the mouthfeel on this is like quite nice and chewy, like a doughy chewiness to it. Yeah, medium. But what flavors are you picking up off it?
Like almost like a charred oak, actually, in the beginning.
Yeah,
For some reason. And tons of like dark fruit, like dates, cherries. But yeah, I think it has like an underlying, like roasty burntness to it.
Yeah, it's like toasty, maybe like toasted bread, toasted hazelnuts, something like that. A lot of that breadiness and like dark fruits, overripe kind of. Well, not dry more so actually dark fruits, but also like a cherry type thing going on. As for the spices, I'm mostly picking up the sweet orange peel.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Maybe a hint of star anise and a hint of licorice root, but it's just like it splits.
You said that yours isn't. You hadn't put it in the fridge, right? This is just.
Oh, that might be different, of course. Yeah, mine is room temperature.
Yeah, because I can feel. I sort of. Well, maybe that's what I meant by the roasty, like dark flavor in a way. But I'm thinking that as it gets warmer, this has been in the fridge overnight, so this is probably. That thing will get bigger.
Yeah, I guess so. But I'm not really tasting the cumin, which is okay by me, because that would be a little bit weird, I think. I mean, if you tasted a lot of it, then it'd be like Mexican-inspired almost, or like something ethnic cuisine. And when I think cumin, I think ethnic cuisine usually. But you don't know. I mean, if you're making chili, cumin is must. But it's really good. There is some of the coriander as well, I think, but most is like breadiness, dark fruits. Really nice stuff, I think. Actually, I think I prefer this to a lot of Belgian, like authentic Dubbels.
But doubles, I think doubles tend to, the traditional doubles, like Trappist ones, I think they tend to be more like darker in appearance and what can you say, a bit even more chewy, more I'm always thinking about the one we can get on draft back at the wharf, Westmalle.
All right. Well, that's also like a prime example because it's one of the best
Yeah,
doubles in the
of
world.
course, yeah, and it's on tap too, so.
Yeah. But I'm thinking in regards to just double in general, not thinking Trappist or stuff like that. But it's definitely very similar to the authentic Belgian ones.
Yeah. But yeah, really yeah, almost like charred oak in a way, like roasty, toastiness you talked about. I think it really builds on it's like an underlying flavor profile throughout the
Yeah.
entire.
And I'm getting a little bit of a brown sugar flavor to it as well, like with the dates and stuff. I mean, my bottle is empty now. I have some yeast rakes in there, and it's just going down way too easy for an 8.2% dark beer. And you got a big 750, so this should be interesting.
Yeah, it's not even 1:30 yet, so.
Oh yeah, you're on the American time.
Yeah.
Albuquerque time. And it's quite late here, but yeah, I think it's really nice. Probably not my all-time favorite Dubbel, but it's really good stuff. I'm actually going to go 92. I didn't expect it to be this good. The other Ommegang beers have been really nice, but I just think this is like really damn good. I don't know why. It's been a while since I had a Belgian beer that's this good too, so that might be why I'm getting a little bit excited by it.
I'm actually thinking that the what do you say, the mouthfeel to it's really sparkly and it's still very sparkly. So I almost have associations to almost like a champagne, like, well, I've never had like real champagne, but
Sparkling wine.
sparkling wine, yeah, because it really, as I said, it's not hiding anything. It really helps a lot of the flavors to
it brings out more of the flavor, I guess.
amplify.
Yeah. And it works in a beer like this. It wouldn't work in like an imperial stout because then you didn't get the thick, rich.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Well, this is like a prime example of a 90 here for me. Like really great, no off or bad flavors in any way, I think. And the spice that is there is like, yeah, it's noticeable, but it's overwhelming for my taste. So, great example of a like modern double.
Yeah, I guess you'd call it modern American interpretation. And it's pretty cool that breweries in the U.S. are now doing, Ommegang has been around for a while, but that you can find beer like this in the U.S. that is as good as the stuff you find in Belgium. Because I know a lot of people say that the American craft beers are no way near, or the Belgian inspired American craft beers at least are no way near as good as the one you find in Belgium. So like,
well, still, I would say I remember when we had the Canadian triple from, what's it called?
Oh, one by Unibrew.
Yeah, Unibrew. Yeah, that triple is fucking insanely good.
Yeah, that is. That's really good.
Well, that's Canadian. That's of course not American, but.
Don't you ever call Canada America? That's
no, North America.
Foul, dude.
North America.
Yeah. Party foul, dude, or beer foul. No. But yeah, so you've been in Albuquerque for how long now?
Actually, today on the 5th, it's 2 months since I left Denmark, so almost 2 straight months.
Shit, that's a long time. Oh, and yeah, also guys, just to let you guys know, that was it for the review. Now all the rambling starts.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, for is it 2-3 months?
Yeah, 2 months now. Yeah, and well, so far I think it's amazing being here. The one thing that I almost hate is that last weekend we got like the worst snow they had here for like 9-10 years. It was like 2-3 feet. It was crazy. So yeah, my take on the southwestern desert isn't as good as it could have been, but
yeah, well, you're just lucky, I guess.
Yeah, I know. But it's at the same time, it's really funny that you can in the morning you need a coat and you need like jeans and all that, and then in the afternoon, like 2, 3 o'clock, you can work in shorts and t-shirts. It's really strange.
That's awesome though.
It is, but it takes a lot of clothing.
True. So, but yeah, we're getting a few comments. Hey guys, hey Chuck Two Smith, uh, who says where is Mets? METS. Alright, he
Huh?
corrected himself. He corrected himself. He meant
Oh,
mess. It's because we say your name in Danish and no one knows how you spell it, I guess. But to you guys just tuning in, he is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. So he's drinking beer like right after noon.
yep.
And then Ethan, huh?
Now it's 124.
Ah, right. And then Ethan's beer review says Ommegang is pretty common around here in Ohio. So as far as I know, Ommegang is very easily accessible all over the U.S. I mean, you're in New Mexico in the middle of a desert, and you picked up a farmer.
Yeah, well, actually, I went to the Jubilation store, which is probably the best like liquor store in town. And when I wanted to get it the first time, they didn't have any Ommegang, but he said that the week after that they would probably have some, and I think they have. I think it's four-ish different Ommegang beers now.
Nice.
They actually have a lot of like rotation in their beer selection. Um, like also on in bars, that's really awesome. I found this new place called well, not a new place, but I was there for the first time. It's called Knob Hill Bar and Grill. Or
Hmm.
Grill or something.
I know the place. I never went there, I think, but I've heard of it.
I don't know if it's like a new. It's pretty close to campus, so.
Hmm.
Um, but they have like stone beers on draft. The bartender told me that at some point they had a keg of Bourbon County brand stout, like one of two. Yeah, on draft.
Wow. That is, I don't, that is a bit maybe more common in the U.S., but being in Denmark, I mean, trying that on tap would be insane.
Yeah. So, but they have actually an app where you can like on the Tap Hunter you can follow them there and you can see what they have on now, what the next beers will be. So that's for sure a place that I'm gonna visit way more often now.
That's awesome. So, what do you think of the Albuquerque beer scene so far? Because ever since I went there, I've tried, well, at least when I've been able to, promote it a little because they have breweries like the Cumbre and Marble making insanely good beer, especially like Cumbre and their hoppy stuff. Now,
Well, exactly, yeah. Because I was
how
thinking
is
that. Oh, sorry. What do you say?
I say how? What do you think of the beer scene now? Like, how is it there? Are you in the same boat with me, thinking like they're making amazing beer in Albuquerque at the moment?
Well, if we stay on those two breweries at first.
I'm thinking in general because since I was there, there's probably a whole lot of new
Yeah,
breweries.
yeah, sure. But I'm thinking like if on they have like a ton of local breweries, craft breweries. There's something new called Bosque Brewing, which also has a tap room pretty close to campus. They also make some insanely good hoppy like pale ales and IPAs, double IPAs. So I heard that now, I think it was either Bosque or Marble who won at the Great American Beer Festival. I think it was uh, a second or third place in small breweries for I think it was an IPA or something. So and they just have I think now compared to when you were here, I heard that they have more, probably something like 5 to 10 new breweries.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty
growing
cool
like
for a city like Albuquerque because I mean it's in the state, the biggest state with the fewest amount of people living there, and it's not like Albuquerque is a big travel destination or
no,
anything. So it's really cool to see like craft beer coming from a place like that. Wow.
yeah. But I would say just as you said that the hoppy thing at La Cumbre is pretty much maybe the best that I've ever had. Like the elevated IPA that you can get everywhere on tap and also on
Rockers
bottles
and
and
cans.
cans. But like really really cheap and an insanely good IPA. Then you have the Project Dank, that is probably the best IPA I've ever had.
And the cool thing about that is that it changes every time they brew it. It's not the same beer every single time.
Yeah.
It's experimenting with hopping techniques and new hops. Yeah.
Unfortunately, now we can't get it in growlers as you could when you were here. Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. But that's a damn good beer. But in general, La Cumbre is making some insane hoppy beer. I mean,
Yeah, I would say their hoppy beers is by far their better ones because compared to Marble, I think they are the best overall brewery in town.
like producing different styles.
I think also Marble has, what is it, like 2 or 3 different tap rooms in Albuquerque.
Oh, that's cool. I actually only went to the brewery once.
Okay.
Had some beers, ended up getting a growler, and then went to a party. I ended up having like 5 growlers or something, like both from Marble and from Liquid Grape. But that's
I mean, like if we talk more generally, I would say that I'm actually surprised how many different beers and beer styles you can get here. You can't, of course, you can't get them like Firestone Walker or Cigar City or any of the like big ones, Brewery, whatever.
You could get Avery, and you could get Avery Uncle Jacob Stout. I just saw they posted that.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I got to. Yeah.
Better bring one back.
Yeah, let's see. But yeah, I'm thinking that they have, as I said, they have a really good circulation of new things. Well, I don't know if it's like a circulation; it's just new things that keep on coming in. So that's really cool, and you can get like a shitload of the, for example, Stone. Well, we can't get Stone at all in Denmark, but we can get crazy amounts of different Lagunitas. I think most of Lagunitas supply another like variations and so many different Sierra Nevadas that I've never even heard about before I went here.
Oh yeah, well that's the thing with some of the importers here. They try to just get the core range because they're afraid to push some of the more crazy.
Yeah.
Why you never see anything crazy from Sierra Nevada here.
Yeah.
We're getting some questions. The first question here is from, Chuck 2 Smith says, I'm in Michigan. We have more snow than you, Mess. That is probably true. I heard the snow in the U.S. at the moment is going crazy. I saw pictures online of a new phenomenon where waves actually freeze partly. So there's like frozen waves in the ocean, and then it will take some time, and then they broke away.
Actually, I heard that what do you call it, the big waterfall up north?
Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls. That was actually frozen a couple of weeks ago. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, the spring is starting to slowly come around here.
Yeah, you would think so, yeah.
yeah, but it is here in Denmark, which is usually fucking.
Oh yeah, in Denmark, yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's so weird. Like we're already starting to see spring flowers pop up everywhere. But yeah, and then Ethan Spear Reviews says, I know this is a common question that a lot of people ask, but what is your go-to beer in your fridge? I actually have that beer right next to me. If you follow me on tap, you'll see I drink this beer a lot. And
I miss that beer. I really miss that beer.
I guess this would be your go-to beer in the fridge if you were in Denmark, right, Mads?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, go-to and my preferred beer in general. So.
Yeah, it's called Tisted Bryghus Limfjordsporter. It's a Baltic porter brewed locally by Tisted Bryghus, or locally in the region of northern Jutland, where our city is based. But they've made this beer since '89/90, and it's kind of like the first semi-craft type beer. I mean, Tisted Bryghus makes mostly like macro-inspired lagers and stuff like that. They're slightly, at the moment, trying to push a little craft line, which is more like catch-all beers. But this one is like one of the best Baltic porters you can get. It is so good. It's made with licorice and smoked malt, and then they also use a lager yeast strain. And the special thing about it is that it was originally a beer brewed at a brewery in Aalborg called the Urban Brewery, and it was a completely different beer. Then Tista Boykus got the rights to the beer, and then their brewmaster at the time, I was about to say brickmaster, Danglish, but he perfected the recipe for a Baltic porter, and he made it his like kind of life's work at the brewery, which is insane. And it's a really good beer. Not as good as crazy barrel aged imperial stouts and whatnot, but for what it is and the price of it, it's really good.
Yeah, I would
one
say
of the
that
cheapest.
compared
It's one
to
of
the
the
price, it
cheapest.
is one of the best Danish beers ever.
Yeah, like the price and how good it is just awesome. And then it's pretty much a beer you can get everywhere. I think it's a big bottle like this is 16 kroners, which is like
$2.5 right now.
$2.50, yeah, and that is cheap in for a beer this good in Denmark. I mean, we're used to paying 30 to 50 kroners plus for like smaller bottles.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's probably what I really the biggest difference and what I like the most about being here is that awesome ass beer is so fucking cheap.
Yeah. I
think the priciest beer I've bought so far has been like $20, and if I were to buy that back in Denmark, it was like easily 35, 40 each as a.
Yeah.
So,
I remember that was the biggest surprise for me too when I went on exchange in Albuquerque. It was like, fuck, the beer is so cheap here. And then back then, Stone just released their 12 packs of Stone IPA. Like, if we're going out on the weekend to party or whatnot, I just get that, and it was like so cheap compared to what I was used to back home for such good beer. I mean, you can't do that here with craft beer. That would ruin your like finances.
well, hopefully, we'll be able to at least get Stone beer in like a year or two because they open a brewery in Berlin.
Yeah, that would be damn awesome because Stone makes some really good stuff, especially when it's fresh.
Yeah.
But what is your go-to beer then in your fridge when you're in the States or in Albuquerque? What's your go-to beer then?
Me?
Yeah, to finish Ethan's question, I just talked about Denmark.
So far, I actually haven't like got one go-to beer because
you're on exchange and you want to try as much as possible.
Exactly. Well, speaking of Stone and go-to, I love their go-to IPA. I think it's.
Oh yeah, I tried that recently and reviewed
It's
it.
by far the hoppiest and the best session IPA I've had. And it's really low on alcohol. It's like 4.5, I think it is. So you can drink like a shitload of that.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that fresh Stone Go-To IPA is one of the best session IPAs out there. I believe Ryan from San Diego Beer Blog said that it's the beer San Diego has been wanting Stone to make for ages.
Yeah, I totally understand that because I gave some to one of my roommates like a couple of weeks ago, and he's tried some of my other like the other beers that I've bought. Also like big imperial double IPAs, and he said this was fucking bitter. Man, how can it be this?
Nice.
So yeah, that would probably be my go-to. But
So Stone Go-To IPA.
I don't want to like focus only on one. I'm only here for 3 more months, so I want to try as many as I possibly can.
Yeah, of course. I was like that too, except if I went to parties. I just brought some good, like maybe sometimes mixed it up or brought a 6-pack or so of good stuff, and then when I started to get a little drunk, I just drank whatever shitty college beer that was around, Coors Light, Keystone Light, PBR, Rolling Rock, all that.
Yeah.
Have you had any like encounters with fizzy college lagers?
I actually try to, as you say, like try to bring like a 6 pack or 10 pack of something like Stone Gochu IPA or Sierra Nevada's, either their pale ale or yeah, some of their hobby stuff. One time I ended up with, I think it was Lagunitas Daytime and Narwhale from Sierra Nevada too, at a party. I was like, "Ah, I got a like 6 pack of beer, and that was a dumb idea.
Yeah, I could see that because that's a big imperial stout. Narwhal. But did you have any encounters like drinking?
The bourbon barrel aged version, right?
Yeah, I have to try it.
Uh, yeah, I can find it here.
Big thanks to Brian, who's also watching at the moment. He just posted a question. Who actually was the guy who sent it? That was so nice of him. That was a great beer. Yeah, I shared it with the other guys in our tasting group, and they were all like, "This is damn good. Best Sierra Nevada beer I've ever had."
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. Yeah, I think my favorite from Sierra Nevada in general is the Narwhal, like their standard. So I really wanted the bourbon version, but I got the Bigfoot bourbon version though. So
Nice. Also
yeah,
keep an eye out for their new IPA. I can't remember the name of it, but it was the one that sparked a little controversy and almost a lawsuit with Lagunitas.
oh yeah, it was something on either their funding or like the
That
way
was
they.
the font. It was the font that was like their font or something like that. They were too close to each
Yeah.
other. They seemed to like each other. So they said like, yeah, no, you can't do that. But then apparently, uh, the craft beer community went all crazy. It's like, dude, you can't do that. That's a dick move. So they didn't make the lawsuit anyways.
Well, actually, my thoughts on that, I don't know if anyone cares, but I don't care. My thoughts on that whole thing is that uh, probably since I like and pretty much only drink craft beer, I think it's like craft breweries usually like respect and help each other and like they want to do collabs and they like yeah help each other out. So I was actually quite surprised that two breweries that close and they must know each other really well that they would get into like a fight like a
A suit lawsuit.
yeah because that I think it's the first time besides Mikkeller and Evil Twin that you actually see like real what do you say um, not disrespect but that you like what the hell what's going on here.
Yeah. I think there's been more cases of lawsuits though in the U.S., but I can't remember them at the moment. But
Um,
yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, a lot of people went crazy over that. But well, we deviated a lot from that question session beer into politics of beer.
And
But
we had the big Budweiser commercial in the Super Bowl.
all
Yeah,
right, yeah. Oh yeah, you got to see that firsthand.
I did, yeah.
Well, yeah. Oh, but as I was asking with like college type lagers, is that anything you've had at parties or something like the real shitty stuff?
Well, I had all, Coors Light. I think I have yet to have my Bud Light experience
Uh,
this time. Because,
my old roommate, it was his favorite beer.
huh, sorry?
My old roommate in
Yeah.
Albuquerque, it was his favorite beer. It was Bud Light.
Yeah. Well, also, you can, as I said before, since it is for us, like for guys from Denmark, from Europe, since it is so cheap to get what we really like, it may it we can say maybe it's coming off in a wrong way if you only bring like expensive beers to
Oh
house parties.
yeah, you seem like a beer stopper, but
Like, yeah, both that, but also that you don't care about what what's going on there, and you just want to do your own thing. But no, I'm totally into like chugging and whatever. I just really like this.
yeah. Yeah, because I remember trying some really bad stuff. Speaking of like bad macro beer, one beer you need to try. I've always wanted to try from Budweiser is the Budweiser Clamato Chelada. Just because I've
Oh
heard
yeah, it's
it's like the
the
worst.
tomato thing, right?
Yeah, tomato juice and clam juice and lime and salt, and then Budweiser.
Well, I haven't seen it, but I can't say that I've been looking for it. So.
You should. I think you should check like supermarkets. I don't think they sell
Yeah,
it.
probably. Yeah.
I don't know. But
Yeah. And also Sven, our good friend Sven, he told me that actually to bring one back to him.
nice. So another thing, Ethan also says from Ethan's beer reviews. By the way, I'm drinking Weyerbacher Insanity. Awesome for what you're getting for the price. So cheers to you guys. Well, cheers to you, Ethan.
Yours.
It is a good beer. Have you had the chance to try the Weyerbacher beer?
Nope, not so far.
I think they also mainly distribute in the on the East Coast, but I did actually recently review what's it called? Insanity by Weyerbacher.
Mm-hmm.
Respect with my dad because it was one of the beers that Dave sent along with this one, and it's a bourbon barrel aged party wine. Apparently, one of the first easily accessible bourbon barrel aged beers in the U.S. That was pretty good. It was not as forward and intense as some other barley wines barrel aged, but it was really damn good. And then it wasn't American style; it was English style, so it wasn't super hoppy.
Oh, English style.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, I agree, Ethan. That's a great beer. And then Brian says, oh, and Ethan says, Peter, no, horrible beer. Talking about Budweiser's Clamato Chelada.
Yeah.
But I just want to see if it is as bad as people say.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Just to have that experience of you almost puking from drinking a beer. I've never had that. I really want to try that.
Really nice.
Yeah, but Brian says, "Yo, Peter, hello, Max. Are you planning on taking any trips out of? Taking any trips out of state to breweries while in New Mexico, like California, Colorado, or something? Well, you were in Colorado not too long ago.
I was in Colorado like 2 weeks ago on a ski trip, and I didn't actually buy any
Colorado beer, you idiot.
I know, yeah. Yeah, but not from Colorado. But I bought, I've never seen, not around Albuquerque area either, but I bought, what was it, a 6-pack of 60 minutes IPA from Dogfish Head and 90 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like the minute I saw that, I was like, okay, I need to buy that, and I need to bring it back home. But yeah, actually, from today, my spring break starts. So, and from Sunday, well, Monday morning it is. I go to Florida, to Tampa Bay, to visit Clint.
The guy who we traded with,
yeah,
which got us double barrel aged Mexican cake and a rare dose, the best rum barrel aged beer I've ever had, etc.
Yeah. And
yeah, you guys
also that this particular week is Tampa Bay Beer Week, so that's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, fuck you, miss. Fuck you.
Yeah. I actually thought about going to California because now I'm 22, and last time I was in the States I was only 20, so I couldn't really do that many of the things I wanted to do. But I was actually thinking about going to like San Diego, like the West Coast again, to go to all the breweries and to try all the beers that I couldn't have last time. But now I got the Florida with Clint, which is awesome. And then whenever school's finished here in 2 months' time, I'm meeting up with one of my fellow students from our city who's on exchange in Canada. We're gonna meet up in Chicago and just for 2-3 weeks drive in the northeast corner.
You better go to Three Floyds, and you better go to 18th Street Brewery and Pipeworks and all that stuff.
I know. I'll make a route.
But yeah, so you're doing actually a little bit more out-of-state traveling than me, because when I was there for spring break, I went to Arizona to Lake Havasu to experience, the real American spring break with the boats and everything. It was really cool. Yeah, a lot of people do that, but It was really cool. I didn't really drink any craft beer at all. It was just booze and random.
Like an what is it? Arizonian Bakken for you almost.
Almost, yeah. Arizona knocking on boats with shitty music instead of metal. It was some country, so it was okay. But that's, by the way, a guilty pleasure of mine, guys. Ever since I was on exchange in the U.S., I've been hooked on country. And it's so weird because I usually listen to metal.
Yeah, quite different.
Yeah. But other than that, I did make that trip to California and traveled all the way from San Diego up to San Francisco, which was awesome. And it was just beer all the way. Because I've been to California before and done all the touristy things. So it's just like beer trip. But
Yeah.
I need to get back to the U.S. Once I'm done with my studies this summer, hopefully I'll be able to, when I get a proper salary, save up some money and make a crazy U.S. trip. I actually have a little plan to go to the U.S. in 2016 with some friends who were from the U.S. who were here on the exchange. We're going to Talladega to watch NASCAR.
Oh, awesome. Nice.
That'd be cool. And that's in Florida, so I can see the Florida beer scene. But
Yep.
yeah, but that was so. You're definitely going out of state, and for a beer week, that's pretty damn awesome.
I talked to Clint told me that I think it was well, I forgot the name of the brewery, the one with the rarer what's it called?
That's Cycle Brewing.
Cycle Brewing, yeah. Clint told me that for each day in Tampa Bay Beer Week they are gonna release a new beer.
That is awesome.
I know that Seven Sun is also doing that, so well, maybe like most Floridan breweries do that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Hopefully, I'll get to try both Cycle and Seven Sun if I get to go to CBC again this year, because I think they are both going this year.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. I don't know yet.
I can't remember if Cycle is going, but I know that Seven Sun is going.
Cycle's been the last few years, though.
Okay.
But I'm not sure either if they're going. But yeah, Seven Sun, I believe, is going.
But did you decide to go anyway?
Well, problem is I don't have any ticket, but I'm looking to go get some tickets, see if I can find some online or volunteer. I don't know yet. We'll see.
Yeah.
The thing is, I've also got my exams around that time, so I still don't know that stuff yet. So it's kind of like, so yeah. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah.
I was all sad that I couldn't go to CBC this year, but then Clint, he's like texted me to what crazy things going on that weekend, or that week, is that your only weekend. So I was like, oh, okay, now I'm not that sad I'm missing out CBC this year, though.
That was the same with me. I missed out on the first CBC because I was in California. Yeah. But what do I run into? Firestone Walker's first ever invitational beer festival. I think that was pretty good. But yeah, there's just so many more beer events in the U.S. than like in Denmark. There's a lot in Europe, but in Denmark there's basically one big one, which is CBC, then another big one, which is the Danish Beer Enthusiast Festival, and then we have a new one called Nordic Brew Festival, which is in our region, which was they did it the first year this year. Other than that, other than that, it's like just like small festivals, like tiny, small local cities. We don't have many like big ones, but again, Denmark is also a really freaking small country.
Yeah.
But
I saw that Mikkeller and Tor Øl, they opened a new bar on Iceland.
Yeah, Reykjavik. That's
what
right. I knew Mikkeller and Friends. He's opening bars like crazy, and he's opening a brewery in San Diego.
Yeah, the old AleSmith, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane.
I heard that, that the reason why he did the collaboration with AleSmith on their collaboration take on Birgit Brunswiesel was to see if equipment would be good enough in Mikkeller standards to produce. Yeah,
It was something like that. It was something like that. But it's really cool, man. It's cool that that's happening.
Yeah.
But also especially because then Americans can get to try fresh Mikkeller beer because most of it is brewed at the pot here. And I know a lot of people complain about his beers and say, oh, they're not as good as they should be and stuff. And I can see there's some inconsistencies, but that's, I guess, to be expected when you release so many freaking beers. But
yeah, well, I would say that the
a lot of this hoppy stuff they can now get to try fresh.
exactly.
Fresh.
That's also that's not even an American thing. That's also a Danish thing because, as you said, Mikkeller doesn't brew in Denmark. He brews in the Netherlands. Oh, well,
Belgium, yeah, the post-Dubbel age.
Yeah, and so it takes a couple of weeks for the finished beer to actually get to this, the shelves in Denmark. So we don't get like super fresh Mikkeller IPAs either. So.
A whole lot fresher than they get it in the US. At least.
Yeah, but you don't get like 4 days old or something. So.
No. Well, that's one of the, I guess you could say, almost disadvantages of contract brewing. But
and he's gonna. He just started canning 50 centiliters of his a lot of his.
American, yeah.
Yeah, but also like green gold, and I think there was one more. Yeah, I think I saw 3 pictures on his profile.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And speaking of like coffee stuff mess, Albuquerque just released Cool. It's 3 days old, and we can get it locally. Along with their new Batch 1000, which is like a crazy hopped up IPA.
Has that come out yet?
Yeah, it's out. They put it out last weekend, and it's already here in Dublin.
Nice.
They make some of the best coffee beer in this country. But we're getting some other questions.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
What are you saying, Wes? Just finish.
No, I was just saying that's probably going to be your Project Dank.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Well,
yeah.
They definitely make some good stuff there, though. But yeah, Brian also says, that's an old question, but back to the snow. New York City got a few feet of snow today. Stay indoors and sip on a big bourbon barrel aged stout. Sounds good today. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's the way to do it.
We've had such a mild winter, like almost no snow here. There's only been like a couple of days with serious snow. Other than that, it's just been like super mild. It's weird. But yeah, and then Ethan from Ethan's Beer Review says his go-to beer is Great Lakes Burning River Pale Ale. I've never heard of that beer, but Great Lakes is a brewery I've heard so many times that should make some really good stuff, but I've never been able to try it.
Okay.
Stuff.
No, I haven't heard about it.
They make like a really good porter, Great Lakes porter, I think it's called, or something like that, and a Dortmunder export. And then they get like a super good like IPA or double IPA. I can't remember the name.
Okay. I just know the name of the brewery. I don't know any of the beers.
And I think it's Black Ops. No, that's Blackout. Blackout. I can't remember. Black Ops is definitely Brooklyn Brewery. But yeah, I know those guys. I haven't had the chance to try any of their stuff, but if it's your go-to beer, it's probably a good go-to beer, I guess. Usually, when you get a go-to beer, it's stuff you really like, I guess. So yeah.
Yeah. Good quality, like fairly cheap.
Yeah. And he also says, when you're in a dive bar, you don't really have much choice of beer. We were just talking about the whole American light beer stuff. Have you been to any dive bars yet? I mean, really shitty bars? There's like a country bar and stuff like that in Albuquerque. Have you been there?
Again, no, because even on bars, like the price is so cheap that I don't want to waste time.
But a dive bar is a bar like the Danish bodega, so it's a bar that they only have shitty beer. I don't know if you. I went to one place like that for a comedy night when I was in Albuquerque, and you could only get like Budweiser, Corona, whatever. So I ended up drinking a Budweiser because of
even on nightclubs, I was actually surprised how good you could get Marble IPA on like a. What's it called?
On draft?
No, not on draft, on bottle though, but for like $2, and yeah, I can't. But it was like a pool hall where we went. It was one of the first days I was here, so like $2 for a great IPA at a joint-ish place. That's okay. That'll do.
That's nice. That's also one thing I've noticed I noticed when I was in the US was like a lot of breweries or a lot of the bars, no matter almost where you go, tend to have at least one or two craft beers on tap.
Yep.
That is slowly starting to happen here, I guess, with some of the bars. I mean, and oddly enough, the Harp, the new Irish pub here is now selling Founders.
Founders.
Yeah, so it's slowly starting to happen. They have bottles of Founders Dirty Bastard, amongst others. So that's cool.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I guess as Ethan said, when you go to dive bars, usually it's only shitty beer that you can get there.
Yeah.
And then also,
even the worst place, which was a good place in my opinion, they still had like Marble IPA on bottle for $2 or $3, but yeah, as I said, I don't knowing that it is really cheap for me. Most of the places that are around here, I want to go the good places.
yeah, of course.
Well, as I said, the Nob Hill Bar and Grill. I was able to get the Stone. Was it Stone Japanese tea?
Oh, the green tea beer.
Yeah, on draft. On draft.
Okay, cool. That's actually a re-release of a beer they made.
Yeah.
A collaboration beer that they made like back when I was starting doing these whole YouTube silly beer reviews.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then Ethan also says that the Budweiser Clamato is a horrible beer, but he'll maybe mail me Budweiser and Budweiser Clamato.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
My wish came true. I'll finally be able to try a beer that might make me puke. No. It's just funny though. It's I don't know why. I think it's ever since I saw Chad from Chad's Beer review it, and he was like making.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Really funny. I'm actually contemplating ordering a beer online called something with death. It's no instant regret, which is a chili beer you can get here in Europe with like 2 million Scoville units in it, which is like ghost pepper hotness. And then you get it in a 4-pack with 4 bottles, and then share it with the other testament. Maybe make a big collaborative review and see us be like all miserable.
Huh. Yeah.
I've tried a really spicy chili beer, and that was a beer I reviewed for the YouTube channel called Reckless Eating. Really cool guys. If you don't know them, definitely check them out. They make reviews of all kinds of food items, beverages, whatnot. But I did a little guest episode for that, and that was a beer that was dry hopped with ghost chili and like a lot of other stuff. I believe it was called Ghost Face Killer. At first it wasn't as spicy, but then I ended up chugging it at the end of the video just for fun, and I almost died.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Peter, did you finish your Ommegang beer?
Huh?
Did you finish your Ommegang beer?
Yeah.
Because I can see I have to like have a glass here, and there's still a combination coming from the bottle of the glass.
The glass is empty. I only have a small bottle, So.
Yeah, okay. It was like really impressive for I don't know how long we've been going on now, but there's still
40 minutes, I think.
Yeah, there's still active carbonation in the glass. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's actually pretty insane. But yeah, then Chuck2 Smith says if I'm coming back to the US, sounds good. I'll take 2 cases of Variant Cantillon bottles.
Yeah.
Actually, the thing is, Cantillon is getting hard to get in Denmark now. Like, it's getting so hard to get that you almost have to go to the brewery. We talked to the guy who owns our local bottle shop, and he said like he doesn't get offered much Cantillon anymore, other than the Goose and the Creek, and it's once in a while. He has to like push to get the limited release stuff, which is insane. And because of that, he's amped up the prices. A bottle of Cantillon Vigneron is now about $40, 35, 40, something like that.
What was it? I bought the. What was it? We bought 3 bottles.
Yeah. Fufun, Fufun, Mamouche, and the Pepe Creek, I think.
Yeah, Blue Pepper. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What was it? It was like
250 each.
yeah.
For
That was 250. That's what?
Let me see how much that is in American dollars right here.
Yeah, that was for 3 bottles of Cantillon. 750 kroners, I guess.
Yeah. 110.
$110 for 3 bottles of Cantillon. Cantillon is getting expensive in Europe still.
Well, I just think that they finally realized that they make some really, really good and really, really wanted beer, so they...
No, the thing is, it's not them amping the prices. It's the distributors, because the prices at the brewery are still super cheap. One guy from the beer store I used to work at, he got like 3 cases of different Cantillon stuff, or was it 4? Like, insanely cheap. Because the distributors, they can only make this amount of beer, so they send it out to their distributors, and the distributors get such a small amount that they have to sell it for, or they can sell it for higher prices. You know, it's the whole supply and demand thing.
Yeah, okay.
So, it's insane, but, I mean, it's damn good stuff, and it's the only thing we really have to hold for trading in Europe. So.
Yeah, I don't, well... Have you been able to see find any of the what was it, the milk black IPA bourbon barrel?
Hardcore milk.
Hardcore milk, yeah.
Unfortunately not, because it didn't make its way to where I'm located. It only went on sale in Copenhagen.
Okay.
And in the UK, but I've seen reviews, and so far people think salt milk is better. It's like a hoppy, slightly thinned out salt milk.
Okay.
So, kind of like, yeah, like I hate.
Well, I'd still say the soy milk, also the second edition it's not as good as the first one, but that is just
it's an awesome beer. So. By the way, I just got a newsletter from, you can't see that, from Jubilation, your little local beer store. I still get their newsletters. So if you're not doing anything on Friday, Mess, they are having a beer tasting.
Yeah, it's like a local.
A local beer tasting.
Yeah, saw that. Yeah.
So now you know that as well. But yeah, Brian says New York City just had their beer week. Oh, cool! They got Alpine through Green Flash Distribution, Boulevard. I have pictures of it, and Hill Farmstead releases, which was awesome. I bet. I mean.
I'm planning to go visit the brewery, Hill Farmstead, if we have the time for it. That would be
insane. Then I'd be like, so fuck you, and if you didn't bring home bottles, I'm going to kick your ass when you got back home. No, but the closest thing I guess we had to a beer week is actually CBC, and the week up until CBC, Copenhagen Beer Celebration, because there are so many...
Well, I would say now you say that's close to any of the beer weeks in America. I heard that maybe... Unless, well, despite Five Stone Warriors, they're invitational, and the Great Beer American.
I'm not talking beer festivals, a beer week, so where events are happening all over the city.
Yeah. All right, yeah, okay, true.
Yeah, we don't really, well, Ull's Day, but it's it's not really the same thing. It's the Danish beer enthusiasts. They have a thing called Ull's Day, where they, random events around the country, and then they talk about beer. It's not really the same thing, but yeah. Chuck Chusma says his go-to beer is Weizenbahn from Jolly Pumpkin, which I believe is a take on their Banbier, whatever it's called, which is like a saison. It's like an Oktoberfest take on it. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
We haven't been able to get with Jolly Pumpkin. Oh yeah, we recently got Jolly Pumpkin again, actually. Luckily. And then the IPA I was talking about from Great Lakes. Yes, Brian, that was the Chill Wave. I just forgot it. And you can get it in New Jersey. Nice. And Victor Kidd says, hello, everybody. Well, hello, Victor. And Pogo69 says, I had a Nøgne recently. smoked porter collab with Cherubim, which was very good. We actually reviewed that beer together, guys. Do you remember that?
We did, yeah.
The Imperial Rye Porter or something like that?
Yeah. It was like so, like, I think it was the perfect balance between how, yeah, a porter, right? Not a stout.
Yeah, porter.
Because it was like, it's like still, like, silky, like the porridge, but a ton of rye.
Yeah, like rye bomb.
Yeah.
And he said smoke. I can't remember it being smoky. Maybe it was. I don't remember. It's like what?
Yeah.
Last year we reviewed it.
Yeah.
Speaking of smoky stuff, though, this is smoky.
I want that. I want that.
It's such a good beer. Really nice for both sport. But yeah, Ommegang makes some awesome stuff. They probably made the most sour beer I've ever had without actually using wild yeast.
That was the cherry one, right?
Yeah, I found out afterwards. I thought I'd researched it properly, but I apparently hadn't. But actually, the beer is not made with sour yeast. The Duke of Delirium is just super sour cherries that make it that sour. That's pretty cool. But he's also talking about the Ghost Face Killer. He made the same mistake of chucking the beer with the chilies, and it almost made him puke. I imagine.
Really, I think the one of the best chili beers I've had was the Pirate Bomb. Well, like chili and also
Best double barrel aged Hunapu. Close second.
Is that
barrel aged? Yeah, they also have chili and like cinnamon and Mexican.
Oh, I didn't know that they had chili in it. Huh. Okay.
Oh, they do. And the same with the Mexican cake, which we reviewed the double version of, which is also fucking amazing. Pirate Bomb is also fucking amazing, and it also has chili in it.
But I remember when we had the double barrel aged Hunapu at CBC last year. I was so well the two, yeah, the double barrel. It was really I think a lot of the spices compared to the normal Hunapu that was also there, they were extremely faded.
Well, that's of course because it's been in the barrel for like a year.
Yeah.
And the spices fade, but that just I think if you still get like this the spicy like tech flavors, but
maybe a little bit of
you also got like the barrel effect.
I don't remember the chili to be that intense. Well, yeah, on any the cinnamon was definitely dominant on the non-barrel aged version though.
Actually, we tried making this into a Hunapu type version.
Yeah, I saw that, you idiot. Yeah.
We had a night. If you guys would want to see, I've been thinking about doing a little news show called Will It Beer, because I got a French press type
Will It Beer,
and you guys could vote for things to infuse into beer, and we can see if it works, and you can also vote for the styles. It was a fun idea I had after we had this little night of beer infusions with the leaf trust porter. We made a Mexican style leaf trust porter with shredded chocolate, habanero chili, cinnamon, coffee, vanilla, and coconut, and it was fucking good. It was so good. It was awesome.
Yeah, bottle that.
I got a bottle of that shit and sell it, man. No, but infusions are so fun to do. If you're a group of friends who love craft beer, infusing one of your favorite beers or a great base beer with flavors you like is so fun. It really kind of made me always want to get my own like randomized system for my small corny cake. That was so fun.
Yeah.
You've never tried that, have you? Like infusing beer with things?
Nope.
Yeah.
Give me straight.
And then Victor Sid says, "What do you think of the new Star Wars movie? This is what the live stream is about, right? Check out my YouTube channel if you're into indie music." Okay. No. Random viewer. But hey, the new Star Wars movie is probably going to be cool because it's a new crew behind it. Because clearly, George Lucas lost his touch. So I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, but the big difference is that now Disney owns the rights to it, right?
Yeah, but don't give Disney too bad credit. Look what they've done with the Marvel universe in in the cinematic sense.
Yeah.
They made a huge thing out of it. So
Yeah.
don't. I mean, yeah. As long as they don't start making kitty themed Star Wars things, that would be making a Disney Wars Star Wars thing where Mickey's like.
I really know. I don't know what to expect from it. So.
Me neither. I hope it's gonna be good. I'm definitely gonna go watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, is Guinness a 10 out of 10 for you?
Is what?
Is Guinness a 10 out of 10 for you? Beer? No. Me neither. It used to be one of those beers I had like back in the day where it's like, oh, this is so thick and rich. And then you try other beers and it's like oh, this is a nice session stout.
Well, actually, I like a good Guinness, like a Guinness from draft. I think it's a really good beer. But
yeah, but nothing between 4 in a row.
250 years old, crazy old. So yeah, well, you always have. We could like speak more general of this. That you always have to take into account where the beer comes from, what style it is, what
and
it's
the situation. And the situation. If you're on and the situation you're drinking the beer. If you're on holiday in Ireland and having a great time, the beer might seem like 10 times better compared to when you drink it back home in like Warrington.
Yeah.
I think Michael Jackson said the best beer is the beer in your hand right now, or something like that. And by that I mean, of course, Michael Jackson's a famous beer writer.
Yep.
I believe it was something like that. But yeah. But Guinness, it's not something I drink often, once in a while. I think the last time I drank Guinness was when you and I did the gauntlet challenge where we had to chop for where you failed miserably. Worst chugger in the world, and Jakob was insane, but ended up puking anyways. That was fun though. Maybe we should do more chugging challenges when you get home. I know there's another challenge, the IPA challenge, where you have to chug a big bomber of American IPA. You know, a 66 centiliter bomber. Or what is it? No, that's 12 hours. 16
How much is 32 ounces?
I can't remember.
Because now they only do Lagunitas sucks in 32 ounce bottles.
32 ounces? Don't they do them in the small bottles?
I heard that it's only in 32 ounces now.
Shit. Okay. It's 22 ounces that's in a bomber. So yeah, I think that was something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, random subject there. Ethan's beer reviews also says that Chillwave is his next beer he's drinking. Ah, cool. More pineapple this year. So, like, speaking of like pineapple and IPA, what's your like go-to IPA type flavors? Is it tropical fruits or is it grapefruit? Is it East Coast recipe, earthy, piney IPAs?
I'd say what I really, why I think both Elevated IPA but also Project Dane from the Cooperstown are so damn good is because they have both what I what I look for in a really good IPA. First, I want it to be like really like tropical, juicy, pineapple, like all that kind. And then in the aftertaste, I want it to be bitter, so you want to have another sip right away. And both of those beers do that, in my opinion.
Yeah. I like the super tropical ones, but it needs some bitterness.
The Shadow Peak from Ama does pretty much the same job.
Yeah, that's a damn good IPA. That's an IPA, a Danish brewery called Ommegang, made in collaboration with Hill Farmstead, and it's insane. I really hope they're going to rebrew that, actually, because usually the collaborations are one-offs. There's only been like 1 or 2 collaborations they've rebrewed, I think. Or like continuously, the one they brewed the most is
before they brewed again.
Huh? What did you say?
I heard that they, what is it, the American, what is it, Rye Porter?
Oh, Rye King.
Rye King, yeah. Was that a collab too, or?
Yeah, that was collab. where the guy behind the Hill Farm said, no, wait, what was it? It was John Laffer or something like the guy who opened Off Color Brewing, I believe.
I think
The
they
guy
just
he used to work in Goose Island. Originally, it was a Goose Island and Ommegang, I believe.
yeah, okay. No, I think what Ama does is they always, as far as I've heard, they keep brewing it, but only for taps. So bottled versions, uh, they like sort of they wait for a demand for it or like a request for their
Yeah,
changes.
I mean, one that they brewed continuously, which is a collab beer, is the Arctic Sunstone, which they did with the Three Floyds.
But that's only like 1.5 years old. Well, almost 2 years now, but
Yeah, but that, of course, speaking of collaboration beers that they do.
yeah.
And then also recently they rebrewed Orange Crush, their session IPA they made with Cigar City, because it is one of the beers that is in the running of the finalist of best beer in Denmark under 5.9%.
Yeah.
Of course, then you have to rebrew it. But that's also a really good beer. And then we're getting a question what we think of Sapporo, the Japanese lager. Not my cup of tea. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Not the worst, but it's not great either.
No. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And then he asked about spicy beer. Well, we kind of covered that with chili beers. It can be good. It can be good if it's done right. If it's overdone, it's just like eating spicy food.
Yeah, it's like for me, it's all about balance and like I want to have like it sort of a nuance of it, but not overwhelming.
Yeah, a nice little kick of heat is always nice in chili beers without them being like spice bomb.
Yeah.
And then Brian says, speaking of chugging Guinness, any car bombs recently? Oh, I have a fun story about that. Have you ever tried an Irish car bomb?
Yeah, in Dublin, yeah.
Okay. Well, to you guys who don't know, it's basically like making Jaeger bombs. It's whiskey and Baileys that they drop in a shot into Guinness and then you chug it, kind of like you do with a Jaeger bomb. I have had that once, and we tried to make it ourselves. And we didn't have any shot glasses at the moment, so we just mixed in Guinness, Baileys, and whiskey. And the worst part of it was that the Baileys started to coagulate because of the milk. So on top of the Guinness, there was like this thick, milky liquid thing floating on top, which was like, that was so disgusting.
Fuck.
It's kind of like when you make a shot called a Bloody Brain, which is peach schnapps, and then you pour Baileys into it, and then Tabasco on top, because then the Baileys will coagulate and kind of look like a brain, and then you take the shot. Similar thing, but disgusting. So since then, I actually never had an authentic Irish car bomb.
I've only had it once before, the truth.
And yeah, it's jumping. The cursor here, yeah. You seem to be barrel aged. Oh no, that was jumping again. What? Okay, yeah. Last Victor, one more thing from Victor is that what is the best beer you've ever drunk? I can't answer that. I really can't. That is too hard of a question.
Well, there's a time and a place.
There's a time and a place for everything. And just picking one favorite thing for me, and just not just beer, but also food and movies, and video games, comic books, all kinds of shit. It's too fucking hard. I just can't. I love too many different things to say
because
one.
What was really good 2 years ago may not be as good now.
Yeah. So.
Well, maybe it's still as good, but you just have something that's alive.
Yeah, your palate evolves, so that's also very hard to say with like beer, because beer keeps evolving with new styles, new ways of doing the styles, so it's very hard to pinpoint one that's the best.
Yeah.
That's also why.
Give me like one moment. I need to check on something.
Okay, yeah. I'll try and follow up on myself. But yeah, other than that, I don't really have a favorite. I have a go-to beer, which I talked about in the beginning, which is this beer. But I wouldn't call it the best beer in the world. That is just too hard to pick. And then Ethan's beer review says, your next chug challenge should be me chugging at 32 ounce Lagunitas sucks while riding a bicycle. That wouldn't be good, because that would promote drunk driving. Now, we don't even get Lagunitas sucks here, for that matter, in 32 ounces. We used to, I haven't seen Lagunitas around in a long time, but we used to get Lagunitas bombers and the regular size bottles, and they were so cheap here compared to American craft beer that you regularly get. A big bomber would be like, I think it was 50 kroners, which is like $8, $7 for a bomber, and Danish standards, that is insanely cheap. Oh, it's possibly more 8, or at the moment, the currency is probably more like 8 or 9, but that was, insanely cheap. I mean, you couldn't get it that cheap at all here. Other American beers. It's just that one that you can get insanely cheap, or that one. Beers by Lagunitas, which is crazy. But as far as I can understand, they're also really cheap in the U.S. Just talking about Lagunitas, the Lagunitas beers, how they're super cheap in Denmark.
Huh? Sorry? One time?
I said I'm just talking about Lagunitas and how they're super cheap here compared to other.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was like two. I don't know if you just mentioned that, but was it 2 or 3 years ago they had a lot of Lagunitas in supermarkets.
No, not supermarkets. Food consultants and stuff like that. Beer stores.
No. They had like a lot of Lagunitas.
Well, second is the supermarket because they're a specialty store, and their supermarket part is more like a specialty store than anything. But they had Lagunitas, that's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to see it there, at least.
Oh, no, me either. But Ethan, that is not going to happen for obvious reasons. I was asked to do a chugging video of me chugging a 32 ounce of Lagunitas sucks while riding my bicycle.
While riding a bicycle?
Yeah. Great idea.
Well, first of all, you need to get your bicycle fixed then.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, too. My bicycle's been broke for like over a year. Oh, well. I got a good pair of legs for walking around. That works. But
No, but yeah, I can get Lagunitas socks like 10 minutes walk from here for $5.99, I think it is. That's pretty cool.
yeah, fuck you, man.
Yeah, sorry.
And then KK79 says, you seem to be barrel-aged fans, so have you guys ever tried to mix beer with whiskey that have both been aged in the same barrel like Highland Park 12 and Dubbel 12? So, well, have you tried and have Dubbel 12 with Dubbel 12 whiskey side by side? I think that's what he means. I don't think he means actually getting Dubbel Highland Park 12-year-old and then pouring Highland Park 12-year-old in it.
Yeah.
But I've never done side by side like.
I can't remember what. I just can't remember what it was, but I think it was in Copenhagen, probably at CBC weekend last year, that I tried. Yeah, one of those combinations. What beer? What barrel it was? I can't remember.
Mm.
But you really feel it. You can definitely tell that there is a like a balance, like a thing that goes well together here.
Are you talking about drinking them side by side, like, or mixing?
Yeah, I don't think that I mixed it, like just.
Okay. Because I tried like just with a beer that's non-barrel aged and pouring in a small dram of a nice Scotch or rum or something like that. I've actually tried. My last rum I had was a Demerara rum. It's empty. It's up on my shelf. It is called Eldorado, and it was their 12-year-old. I tried to pour that in here. And it didn't work as well because this beer is smoky already, and smoke and sweet rum, I don't think that mixes very well. But
it sounds like a mess.
But this you can do that with something like this, or if you have a standard stout, then I think you call it a sidecar, and having a spirit next to it that you like, and then you sip on the beer, sip on the spirit, and if you're courageous or if you're willing to experiment, you can try and duck a little bit of it into your beer. To make
I remember Nikolai, the guy who owns our new local craft beer bar in Aalborg, says that, or he said that that was one of the things he really liked the most of like being at a good bar, that you could both have a like good imperial stout or the like, and
But
have
also good whiskey, yeah.
a good whiskey on the side. Yeah.
Rum or whatever.
So
He also has a good selection. I've only had one whiskey at his bar, but it was pretty good. I can't even remember what it was. It was one that Cement bought me.
did you try the port wine there?
No, was it good?
Oh, you should. It's fucking amazing. It's really good.
I had a gin and tonic there with McKellar's dry hop Simcoe gin with an
That's
authentic.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
freaking awesome. That was great.
Didn't we have that one where we did the interview with him down there?
No, we just tried the gin on its own, but I tried the gin and tonic when I was there with the Nest one of my friends. But we're getting a lot of questions now, so I'm trying to keep up. Yeah, Ethan says he couldn't do the thing on the bike and drinking here or in the US because you'll get a DUI. Same thing will happen here in Denmark as well because you're riding a vehicle of sorts. But if you're walking around in public drinking it, a 32 ounce, no problem. It's okay to drink in public here. A lot of young people do it in the summer. If they're going to parties, they might go to a random park, bring beers, sit at their barbecue, drink beers in public, no problem.
Yeah.
Nobody really does it in the winter, but.
Yeah, I remember hearing about two young drunken guys trying to steal a Christmas tree one time. That was really stupid.
Oh yeah, that was so stupid. Why would you ever do that?
Nah, I don't know. Morons.
Morons. Drunken ideas, that's stupid. But yeah. Has the Duke, Ryan from Iowa asked you, Mess, have you ever tried the newest batch of Bigfoot by Sierra Nevada? He's trying to figure out if he should try it.
I did it, yeah. I think it, when we get it in Denmark, it's usually, of course, not as fresh as you get it here. So I was very, very like gladly surprised how fresh hoppy barley wine, American style barley wine, can be. So that was by far the best Bigfoot barley wine I've had. So again, it just proved that you want to have beer that's supposed to be fresh.
Yeah. Well, the thing is with American barley wine, you can't age it. The thing is just compared to English barley wines, the Americans are super hoppy and bitter. English, while they still have the big malt backbone, they're just much more hoppy. But I think I still prefer. I've also had fresh American barley wines, and they're really nice. But I think I prefer the English, especially when it comes to barrel aging, because I think the big malty beers work better for barrel aging than hoppy beers.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because I was just about to say that if you don't have the fresh, like super fresh version of the like any American barley wine style, then it's still good, but I prefer English style barley wines then, unless it's super fresh.
Yeah. Well, I saw you about to try the new beers for odd years version of Stone's barley wine on Untapped. The Stone barley wine extra hoppy.
Oh, Old Guardian, yeah.
Old Guardian, of course.
I bought a bottle last week, and yes, well, same answer. It just proves that. Yeah.
But then again, that's a different version because the ones we've had is just a regular one. Stone does this thing called beer for odd years. So whenever you have an odd year, they make one of their flagship beers weird. I've only had one of them, which was Stone's Belgo and Yeast Russian Imperial Stout. So they're a Russian Imperial Stout made with a Belgian ale yeast and star anise. I think it was something like that. It was pretty good. That's what that beer is. Like it's a different take on their regular barley wine.
But you can still definitely find the Old Guardian backbone that I'm used to while drinking it in the new fresh one. But it's just it does have one more layer of complexity when you have it like super fresh. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then Victor Sid also says he won't drink August till September or August, but when he does, he will try to mix beer and whiskey or have a sidecar. Try and do that, man. It can be really good.
It's fun. Sometimes you can really also just with like blending different kinds of beer, you can really get some both some fucked up stuff, but also some really interesting stuff.
One of the most fun things I ever tried with beer blending was with beer here. When beer here had its, or Christian from beer here had his beer brewed locally. We have a local brewery called Stateside. Apparently, I've heard from sources they're actually making a little bit better beer at the moment than they've been doing for a long time. But back in the day, they brewed kind of mediocre beer. Then they got an American brewmaster who did a lot of cool stuff, who's not working there anymore. But during that time, beer here brewed beer there. And they released an IPA called Executioner IPA. And it was an awesome, super American style, hoppy, whatever. And towards the end of the night for the release, we were starting to get a little bit drunk. And then, like, Christian, the guy behind beer here, was like, let's try and do beer blending. And then we just tried and blend all kinds of different beers with the IPA. And one blend that really worked well was his milk stout called Amish Stout, which is a coffee milk stout blended with this American IPA. That was really good. So blending is also really fun, actually.
Yeah. But you want to do it like with beers that you know you can get pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
With, like a bourbon barrel aged crazy.
Yeah, you're not gonna. The most crazy thing I've done, which is a thing I'm so glad I did, was blending. Those blending with spirits though, but I made a White Russian with a Bourbon County Stout. That is easily the best White Russian I've ever had.
That's right.
That was when we could get. What were you saying?
That was the thing that Dubbel did on CBC like 2 years ago or something.
Oh yeah, with salt milk.
Yeah.
But that was really that good as well. But for some time we had easy access to Bourbon County Stout. It got here every year because I don't know why it got here every year, but we could get it every single year, every single batch of it, and we got a good selection of Goose Island. But apparently, after they had a lot of people complaining about the availability of it in the U.S., and they decided to pull out of Europe and now only release their Bourbon County in the U.S. We still get their average release stuff, but back then it was because people here locally weren't too keen on the big insane beers, so year round you could get Bourbon County. I remember at the beer store we got like 5 cases. I drank so much of that beer, it was insane.
Speaking of the craziest thing we've ever done, I think the craziest thing I've done was chugging one of those 2012 editions Bourbon County.
Oh yeah, Mass, we were having a bottle share, and Mass was like, he brought a Bourbon County Stout for the share, and we were all, I think it was the first bottle share we had actually.
No, it wasn't the first one, like third or second one, but in the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, we were getting a little drunk, and it was like, Mass was like, okay, let's try my Bourbon County, and I was like, how was it? I was saying that if you drank, if you chugged your bottle, we could share one of mine instead.
Exactly, yeah, that was the one, yeah.
Okay. I can have a video of it still.
You do have a video of it, yeah.
Yeah, I just never posted it. And then Mess chugs a bottle of Bourbon County, and then it's like 5 minutes after, he's wasted.
I could actually feel while I chugged it that, okay, now I'm just becoming more and more drunk. But it's so crazy.
But back then it was so easy to get. It was everywhere here.
Is there a 2014 edition in Aalborg now?
No, back then, as I said, we don't.
Yeah, but back then, yeah.
So that's, And I think it was in 2010 we didn't get any Bourbon County. But you know what they did as saying, oh, we're sorry we didn't get any Bourbon County shipped out to you. Because they unfortunately shipped out at all. We got fucking bottles of Bourbon County vanilla instead.
Yeah, that's right.
And back then I didn't know how rare it was. I just bought one bottle at the beer store I worked at, and it's like, yeah, I'll pick that up. Whenever I get home, drink it. Oh, it's fucking awesome. But I never picked up more bottles because I thought it would last. As soon as people found out about it, gone. It sucked.
Yeah.
And that was the first batch of vanilla Bourbon County in bottles too. So, oh well. Ryan from Iowa also says, when you're going to Chicago, if you're traveling around, is there any chance you might be going through Iowa?
I can tell now that the only things we've planned so far is that I'm going to meet up with my friend in Chicago, and we're going to end up in New York like 3 weeks later. 3 weeks later. So we don't really have any plans.
If you decide to go through Iowa, you need to pay a visit to Dubbel and Goliath.
Yeah.
They are just booming right now with like people going crazy over their stuff, and they're actually coming to CDC too, Copenhagen Beer Celebration.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you should if you end up. I mean, I've been to Iowa because I have family there. There's nothing to see in Iowa really as a tourist. I mean,
Cornfield.
Yeah, cornfields, and then if you're lucky, you'll see soybean fields. But no, it's a nice place, but it's just a touristy place. It's like farm country. Des Moines is a big city, but other than that, there's like actually you could have ended up going on exchange in Des Moines too, because I think there's a partnership with Des Moines University.
Yeah, they have agreement with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I definitely if you go through Iowa, try and go to seek out Dubbel and Goliath. That would be fucking cool. Make him do a beer trip with you.
Map of where I need to go regarding breweries in the Northeast.
Yeah, go to Hill Farms and go to the whole New England. Go see the Alchemist and get some heavy topper and all that.
Yep.
That would be pretty awesome. And when you're in, are you going to fly home from New York?
Yeah.
You need to go for Tust?
Actually, my friend, he has some friends living in Brooklyn.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna stay with them like a little week or so, and definitely I'm going to Tust every day.
And you should check out there's a few breweries I can't remember. Bucks.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of breweries there up and coming and stuff. But yeah.
I had some Martin from our beer group. He asked me if I had the space in my luggage for it, then I should buy him some Trust beer glasses. He really likes them apparently.
You need an extra suitcase for beer.
Yeah.
No. Andreas Wieslund Bergsen says, heads up about Nø. Dragonwort is being released tomorrow. A 14% Imperial Stout, aging 2 years in Ommegang barrels. Love that Nø is doing this stuff in the chewy barrels direction. Shit. That sounds awesome.
It really does, yeah. Wow.
I love the name.
It's been a while since I've had anything from Nø.
Huh?
It's been a while since I've had anything from Nø because the last 12 months before I left for here, there was no new beers we could buy locally.
Well, there was some stuff. Oh well, yeah, it's probably been around for a while. That stuff is there, but you got to try some stuff that I got from Nø.
Yeah, the one you got from the brewery, yeah.
Yeah. But they make some really good beers.
It's really a shame that you sometimes, just because you've tried the beer once, you sort of, I'll look for something else because
that's a shame.
And they're filling out this incredible beer.
Yeah. That's a bad tendency with wanting to try new beers is that you kind of dismiss beers that you, especially when I think it's also because beer is so pricey here. You kind of dismiss beer you've already tried, even though it's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then Brian Mooney says, is it very expensive to live in Copenhagen? I would move there. It is even, I think Aalborg is expensive. Copenhagen is more expensive. Beer-wise, probably not, but living expense-wise, the rent there is even higher.
Easy the double of Aalborg. Easy.
Yeah, it's so expensive in Copenhagen. It's a nice city, and it's nice to go there for beer events and stuff, but it's an expensive place to live. But,
yeah, it's not for beer.
And if I lived there, I would never have any money because I would be buying crazy beers all the time because of the killer bottle shop. Once in a while he has barrel-aged Three Floyds and Firestone Walker and stuff on the shelves there. It's damn. I would be so poor. Have you ever been to the bottle shop?
Yeah, last November. Actually, when I had to go get my
right. You brought a lot of stuff back, that's right. You brought Coffee Hunter, I think.
Coffee Hunter, yeah. Apparently, I had it already at the fermenter in the Aarhus.
You didn't remember that?
I didn't remember that, no. So I was like, yeah, Aarhus sounds awesome.
No, but they actually just had a tap table in Copenhagen, and they brought a shit ton of beer, like Vanilla Hunter, Coconut Hunter, all kinds of variations of Hunter,
Nice.
but you can only buy them on McKellar's web shop.
I remember we had the original one up at your dad's place last summer.
Oh, yeah, it was really nice.
Fucking good.
Yeah. And they also had like a cinnamon and weird, like a spiced imperial stout that was super expensive, and then cans of fresh IPA. But yeah, to answer your question, Brian, it would be very expensive to live in Copenhagen, especially with a habit of drinking awesome craft beer on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, if not, then you could probably do well, but
Yeah.
few of those.
Yeah. I mean, if I had the money for it, I'd love to live there and just drink awesome beer all weekend.
True.
It'd be more like every day, but you know.
Yeah.
Ryan from Iowa says, you read my mind on Toppling Goliath. He's based in Des Moines, and they have a beer bar with almost 120 taps. So he recommends that you make a trip, man.
Oh my God! Yeah, I have to.
But he said 95% of. But yes, 95% is corn and soybeans. But hey, someone has to feed the world. True that.
And apparently they do.
Yeah. Wow, that's a lot of taps, though. I don't think I've ever heard of a place with 120 taps.
That's pretty.
I did go to one place though in California. I can't remember the place, but I think they had like 100 taps. It was like this island or something of different beers. Like you walk around, and then they had like a basement where you had to get into the basement. You had to have like a security card to swipe through, and then go into the basement. And then down there, they apparently had all their tap stuff. I can't remember.
Wow.
I think it's a small chain as well in California.
Okay.
I don't know. We need a place here with 100 taps. I think the place here in Denmark with the most taps is 40 taps. That's, of course, in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that...
No, Mikkel and Friends have 40.
Yeah, that's the place I think in Denmark with the taps.
Yeah. What about Tap House in Copenhagen? They have like 40 or 60.
Oh, right. No, yeah, they have like even more. That's the biggest one now. I think they might have 100.
But they have really good beer, but they have also like indifferent beers.
Yeah, it's just a whole lot of stuff. And then I wonder how, 61 taps. I wonder how that place is going. We have only been there once, or at least I have.
Yeah, I was told that I was there, and I lost my Ray-Ban glasses there. So
You were really drunk. That was after CBC. Matt has never been to a beer festival before. And, CBC, he forgot to drink water and eat. So
No. I drank water, but we had our friend Sven, who only had ticket for the first session, the first day, and I
was fine. I didn't get like super wasted.
True, but Sven and we did because it was his only session that day. I told him, okay, Sven, now we're just gonna go to all stands, drink all the beer we can get, and then then you're good. I didn't really focus on the fact that I had to go 4.5 hours an hour later, so I don't really remember the second session at all.
You were wasted and obnoxious.
That was fucking hilarious.
And trying to argue with a bus driver when he tried to give you a free ride, you idiot.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, this has been a long, rambling beer review Q&A ramblings video. Glad for you guys tuning in. We've actually had quite a few viewers today, so that's awesome. On the last note, Ryan from Iowa is saying El Bait Shop is the name, and it's in downtown Des Moines, Iowa. So I think we should wrap it up because we've almost been talking for 2 hours. Very long live stream. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the review of the Ommegang Abbey Ale. And again, thanks a bunch to David in the US for sending out my bottle. And thanks to Matt for joining all the way from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Yeah, it was fun doing this again.
Yeah, you haven't been in a beer review ever since you left, so.
I know, yeah.
So yeah, fun stuff, guys. Let us know if you want to see more live streams like this once in a while, maybe with more specific topics and not just going all random like we ended up doing. It's at least it's very fun to do. So guys, I guess we're gonna say cheers.
Yeah, I need to either get a new beer or.
Well, just say cheers in an empty glass.
Yeah.
Well, cheers, guys, and see you guys in another beer review or live stream.
Cheers.